What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Espresso, and you already know what it is. It's Thursday, so it's a good day to discuss some changes that you may not have noticed in a certain game. And today we're going to be continuing with discussing Modern Warfare Remastered, because believe it or not, there's a lot of things to this that you might not have anticipated. Not much has changed overall, but what if I told you that I have enough already planned out for another 3 weeks after today's episode? Now, don't believe me? I guess you'll just have to wait and see, but before we get too far into it, thank you guys so much for the absolutely tremendous support on last week's episode, the first time back at the series in months, and you guys crushed it. You surpassed the like goal of 301 likes, and you did it pretty convincingly as well, so let's try and do that here again. Let's try and break 301 once again. But that said, if you guys do enjoy this, make sure you drop a like rating down below. It shows me you guys are enjoying this, which is why I love doing it so much. I love making them, you guys love learning about this stuff, so it's a nice little thing here that we can both enjoy. So as well, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date so you don't miss any episodes here of the 5 things that changed. A new one goes live each and every Thursday. But all that banter aside, you came here to learn about 5 more things that changed from Modern Warfare back in 2007 to today's Modern Warfare Remastered, and my friends, we got some good 5 things here for you. But that said, let's jump right into it. Our first change here today goes to the Create a Class menu design, which back in 2007 with the original COD 4, it was very basic. Nothing too incredibly out there, but it definitely got the job done. What you see on screen is something that I'm sure you've all probably seen when you were much younger, or if you've never played COD 4, I'm sure that you've seen it around somewhere. The layout here is very simple. It depicts the class layout on the right and the ability to change whatever you want on the left-hand side of the menu. However, Modern Warfare Remastered's menu is just a tad bit different than that of COD 4's original menu layout. As we mentioned last episode, there were a bunch of things that were taken by Raven and added into Modern Warfare Remastered to allow it to be brought up to speed in terms of design mentality with the current games. It currently is more uniform with the likes of Black Ops 3's menu, as it has a Create a Class layout on the left and a 3-dimensional model like Black Ops 3 does, in which you can move around the selected object with your right thumbstick. That 3-dimensional model applies for all the weapons, camos, secondaries, and other items of the like that you would see in Black Ops 3. Now, the physical appearance of the right side is much different as well, even down to the backdrop, as it allows players to see a barren, probably war-torn backdrop instead of the silhouette of a soldier like in the original. Regardless, it's an overhaul of the old system, and one that I really think does bring it more life and certainly brings it up to speed design-wise with the rest of the Call of Duty franchise. So I'm a fan here of this one, but the second change deals with medals in multiplayer, and this one's pretty straightforward. I'm sure that you've come across some footage of COD 4 multiplayer previously and have had a relative understanding of what gameplay looks like. It was very minimalistic, which in hindsight is what a ton of COD players absolutely loved about the game. It was a simple choose a class and shoot players type of first-person shooter game, and it was so minimalistic that it displayed for kills the plus and however much XP you got for the kill, and that's it. So whatever you got for a kill, capture, defuse, whatever it may be, you simply only got an XP indication on your HUD. So there was nothing too special about it, but that's changed in Modern Warfare Remastered's version. Once again, bringing the game up to date and current speed with the franchise, Modern Warfare Remastered features medals in multiplayer. Now, while only the ability to play the modes of Team Deathmatch and Domination, medals were apparent in both, which leads me to believe that we're no doubt getting medals overall for everything. It's going to transfer for every single game mode, as it does with every single Call of Duty recently. So this, once again, is nothing that is game-breaking, but it definitely does add a different dynamic to the game that players will notice immediately. I know some of you pointed it out at the very first videos of Modern Warfare Remastered, back when I posted it at XP on my channel here for the early access footage. I've heard mixed reviews on this, and it's something that, while I personally don't mind it, I recognize where some fans might not be a big fan of it because of the major design changes that it poses, but that is entirely up to you. Regardless, medals are coming to Modern Warfare Remastered. Now, the third change today deals with Domination exclusively. Domination has taken a little bit of a progression throughout the years. Modern Warfare initially had no halves, no halftime, nothing. It was simply the first team to get to 200 points won. That's been replaced with a model that allows for halves based on score and time depending on games, and even the very early alpha of Black Ops 3 promoted a first half victory of 130 points instead of 100, which I think is just an oddity that I find greatly amusing for some reason. But the fact is, Modern Warfare was extremely basic and did not promote the halftime or halves. However, that changes with Modern Warfare Remastered, because Domination will be based upon score and time, and the first to 100 will force a halftime. But the one really weird thing that I noticed while reviewing the footage from XP is that the build that we played out in LA had a time limit that would force the halftime if no team reached 100 or 200 to end the game before the time limit ran out, but only on the map Crash. So Overgrown did not have a time limit, and it was only score-based, so I'm not entirely sure what this means overall for the build of the game, and I'm not sure which will be the primary source of gameplay, if not both of them being implemented, one having some map-specific things with a score limit, and one having map-specific with time limits. That's something definitely interesting to take a look at and look into, but the matter is, though, that players will have a halftime, unlike the classic forms of domination that we've come to be accustomed to in Modern Warfare from back in the day. So is this a massive change? Not really, but it definitely is a little heftier in the regards of how we end up playing the mode every single day if you end up logging on to Modern Warfare Remastered and Domination happens to be one of your favorite modes, which, based off of previous player counts, Domination seems to be one of the more popular game modes that everybody goes to. So it's something that definitely will have an effect on the majority of players, or rather a large subsection of the online players for Modern Warfare Remastered. So the fourth change up on the list is the headshot icons, and this is one that a lot of people were upset about, and I totally understand why, but it's something that in the grand scheme of things wasn't that much of a massive deal. I'm sure you've all seen the headshot icon from COD 4. It's essentially what set the precedent for all headshot icons moving forward in the franchise and has become more of an icon of the franchise than some other things, which you really wouldn't think about something so minimal, but it's something so relatively recognized. But the standard crosshair was instead replaced with the headshot icon from Advanced Warfare in the remastered version of Modern Warfare. Now, this is something that I know is undergoing change from Raven. It's already been confirmed. They've already said that they're going to be reverting it back to the standard headshot icon from COD 4. However, for this gameplay build at XP, I think that it makes a bit of sense for the purpose that it did. So while it could have been more of a front to show off some changes for the good or bad reasons, Raven was using assets perhaps to base the current game off of it, since this wasn't a copy and paste job like many people think here. Raven actually did a lot of work to re-engineer and remake a lot of the stuff here with this. Some things, totally jumping off track and course here, is that they redid the motion capture on some scenes in the campaign to make it more lifelike and to make it more realistic and to connect with the player even more. So stuff like that, it wasn't a just copy and paste job. A lot of the stuff they redid, they remade, and to make it as accurate as possible, but also bring it up to speed. What I'm trying to say really is that I think that it wasn't fully complete for XP, and while this may be the case, it wasn't fully complete at the time, and as you can see via changes, they're still working to do stuff to the game, and it is being changed here with it. So I simply think that it may have been a placeholder, but if it was intended to be a stable icon, it won't be there come November, so there's not really much to worry about. But the final change here in this episode is going to deal with the minimap. Once again, the minimap was one of those things that, though it may not be in the forefront of your thoughts, it was one of those things where you could definitely look at the minimap for a COD title and you'd recognize the COD 4 minimap immediately. It was extremely compact but did the job well, and it had map details that have come to shape what we think of with minimaps, and though that sounds kind of odd, but the design is what a lot of people will think about when they see the buildings in a minimap for games. Now, while the three-dimensional but also still two-dimensional aspect of the minimap is relatively the same, the map itself is much larger and in turn takes up more space on your HUD, which could be a good or bad thing depending on how you like to play in-game. Some people really like the minimalistic things with it, some people like to see a little bit more on their heads-up display. Additionally, the compass is more accurate in terms of measures, as there's more ticks for each of the cardinal directions. I personally enjoy these changes. They bring a little bit more of a precise and modern vibe to the minimap, and additionally, it always is great to see where your enemies are, and with more room in your minimap, you get a better sense of where they will be. So while the scaling is only slightly larger, it still offers more in the way of reference points, and this one, once again, is only a slight gameplay affecting change, so I'm quite a fan here of this. But that is going to do it for this episode of the 5 things that changed. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I had a lot of fun with this one here, as I always do, so hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Leave your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. Did you guys like these 5 things that changed, or did you not necessarily like them too much? And additionally, did you guys see anything that you may have seen that changed that I may have not have covered so far yet up on the channel? If you guys have, leave it down there in the comment section down below, and potentially you could be featured in an episode coming up here if it's not something that's already on my list of changes that I have for the next couple of weeks coming forward. But that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like down below if you guys did enjoy. Once again, keeping a like goal up here. We don't usually do that. 301 likes is that like goal here, so let's try and break it. Let's see if we can do it. If we can't, well, that's all right, but if we can, that's tremendously awesome and greatly appreciated. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe as well to stay up to date with everything here, not only regarding Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare, but to even just stay up to date with these episodes of the 5 things that changed. Once again, we're doing them every single Thursday, so make sure you don't miss one by clicking that subscribe button down below. But one final thing, if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, that is the best place to get connected here with me outside of YouTube. Comments, I can't always reply reply to, but Twitter, I practically live over there, so if you guys want to talk with me over there, make sure you follow me over on Twitter. But thank you guys so much for watching. Mine has been Nikolai Espresso. I will see you guys later. Take care, and peace.